Jason Blum, CEO of Blumhouse, admitted he spent in pain all weekend long after M3GAN 2.0 bombed at the box office, grossing just $10.2 million on its opening, well below the projected $45 million. Speaking candidly on the Town podcast, he laid out three primary missteps behind the sequel's failure. First, Blum acknowledged that he and his team thought M3GAN was like Superman, believing they could radically alter her character and genre without losing the audience's connection. Transitioning the once menacing doll into an action comedy hero was too drastic a shift. Second, the studio moved the release from the quieter January window to the crowded summer season, going head-to-head with blockbusters like F1. The movie, which raked in $144 million globally, proved disastrous for M3GAN 2.0. Third, Blum admitted production was rushed. He praised director Gerard Johnstone, but said he didn't have enough time, resulting in compromises on quality, tone, and execution. Blum emphasized this candid breakdown came from a desire to control the narrative. If Blumhouse is in a slump, I'd like to tell that story. I don't want other people to tell that story. It was unusual honesty. Blum typically speaks up after wins, not flops, but he wanted to own the moment while the pain was fresh. Despite the disappointment, he framed it as a classic Hollywood story and stressed that setbacks are part of the creative journey. Blum remains confident that Blumhouse's business model, lean budgets, and calculated genre risks can weather strict ups and downs. M3GAN 2.0 reunited the original team, with Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, writer Akilah Cooper, and director Johnstone coming back on board. Critics noted the sequel had creativity, but confirmed the audience didn't connect with the genre shift. Williams and Johnstone expressed pride in their work and optimism for future installments. Other Blumhouse releases this year, Wolfman, The Woman in the Yard, and Drop, also underperformed, contributing to a perceived slump. Still, Drop recouped its modest $11 million budget with $28.6 million in box office revenue, though it didn't reach blockbuster stature. Inside Blumhouse, executives and insiders are recalibrating strategies. Sources say the studio is reassessing its plan to release up to 10 theatrical titles a year, opting to focus on fewer, stronger projects. They're closely watching SOULM 8TE, an upcoming spin-off slated for January 2026, to see if the M3GAN franchise still holds sway. Blum stressed that despite the stumble, the underlying model remains sound. Even underperformers tend to be profitable thanks to low production costs. As one Universal executive noted, they'd only be worried if the budget were $80 million, not in Blumhouse's typical mid-range bracket. Looking ahead, The Black Phone 2, October, and Five Nights at Freddy's 2, December, are expected to restore momentum. The Freddy's sequel, in particular, follows a nearly $300 million hit and could re-establish Blumhouse's dominance. Despite recent flops, Blum maintains a positive outlook. He compares the slump to a classic Hollywood story, periodic failures followed by reinvention. He remains proud of Blumhouse's 15-year track record and confident the studio will bounce back. This transparent reckoning underscores Blum's leadership style. Instead of burying failures, he addresses them head-on. Industry peers like Franklin Leonard of The Blacklist call the interview a masterclass in leadership, while director Joe Russo echoed the praise. For now, audiences and investors are watching closely. Blumhouse's future hinges on upcoming releases. If Freddy's 2 reignites their flame, the narrative shifts from a temporary stumble to a successful comeback. But if flops continue, even the studio's low-cost model will be tested. Either way, Blum's willingness to confront failure openly marks a departure from typical Hollywood messaging and suggests that sometimes owning the pain is the first step toward recovery.